stop everything you're doing right now, because what I'm about to tell you could change the next few months of your financial life. Reports are exploding online, whispers are circulating between benefit advisors, and new discussions are happening inside Washington about something that sounds almost too big to believe. It's being called the potential $7,500 two-time stimulus, and yes, that includes Social Security, SSDI, and low-income households. And the craziest part? Some sources claim the dates connected to this relief may have just been revealed. But before you think this is just another rumor floating around the internet, listen carefully. When the IRS begins updating internal guidelines, when lawmakers begin drafting early versions of relief proposals, and when benefit recipients start receiving letters that leave more questions than answers, that's when you know something is happening, something big. And today, right here on USA Benefits Update, you're going to hear exactly what we've uncovered. My name is Alex from USA Benefits Update, and if there was ever a moment to turn up your volume and sit down for a minute, this is it. Because the $7,500 question is simple. Is the federal government truly preparing a new relief package targeted at seniors, disabled Americans, and low-income households? Or is this just another wave of confusion? And if something is coming, when could it realistically arrive? Let's start from the beginning. Over the last year, Americans have been hit with higher food prices, higher rent, higher utilities, and higher medical costs. You don't need an economist to tell you that inflation never really went away. It just learned how to hide behind the numbers. And who got hit the hardest? People on fixed income. People who can't just take on more hours, who can't chase a second job, who rely on monthly benefits that are supposed to keep up with the cost of living, but somehow never do. You feel it every time you walk into a grocery store. You feel it every time you open your electric bill. You feel it every time you refill a prescription and the copay is mysteriously higher than last time. And lawmakers are feeling the pressure too. That's where the idea of a two-time stimulus landed. Not one payment, two, each potentially worth up to $3,750, totaling a possible $7,500 in relief. Not confirmed, not finalized, but circulating. And inside Washington, things don't circulate unless someone wants them to. Now here's where things get interesting. About 2 weeks ago, the Treasury Department quietly acknowledged something unusual. They've been reviewing temporary funding models for emergency relief distribution. Normally, that's boring government language, but this time, the wording matched the same language used during the 2020 and 2021 stimulus rollout. That doesn't happen by accident. Then, IRS analysts updated a section of their internal guidance dealing with rapid distribution scenarios. Again, this doesn't prove a new stimulus is coming, but it absolutely raises eyebrows. And here's the twist that really sent the internet into a frenzy. Several congressional aides, people who don't normally talk unless they want something leaked, hinted that lawmakers are exploring a relief option that would prioritize seniors, disabled adults, and low-income workers first. If you're on Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA benefits, or low-earned income, you would be at the top of the list. But the real question remained, what about the dates? When could anything actually happen? For days, no one knew. And then, out of nowhere, a small but important detail popped up, hidden in a budget discussion nobody was even paying attention to. One line, just one. It said, "Emergency supplemental disbursement window is tentatively available between late February and mid-April, pending authorization." That was enough to make people sit straight up. Late February to mid-April, a 6-week window. Why would the federal government block off that specific time period unless they were preparing for something? Again, nothing is confirmed, nothing is officially announced, but the signals, the timing, the language, something is brewing. Now imagine this. It's early March. Your benefits arrive the way they always do. You check your direct deposit or debit card and see the usual amount. Nothing strange. But then, a second deposit shows up. Something you weren't expecting. Something that makes you blink twice because you've never seen that number before. Could that actually happen? Before you dismiss it entirely, think about this. Every major stimulus released in the last decade was preceded by months of small hints, quiet updates, leaked memos, and sudden adjustments inside government departments. It always starts with whispers, then drafts of proposals, then early models, then projected timelines. And right now, we are seeing those exact same signs. But let's slow down for a second, because with something this big, we have to be honest and clear. Nothing is official until Congress votes. Nothing is real until the IRS publishes it. And nothing hits your account until the Treasury authorizes payment. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Lawmakers know exactly who's struggling the most. And politically, helping seniors and disabled Americans is one of the most bipartisan actions left in Washington. That's why this two-time stimulus idea is even being discussed. Now let's talk about what this could look like if it does move forward. There are 3 possible models insiders believe the proposal could take. Model 1. 2 direct payments of $3,750 each. This is the version that gained the most attention online and is considered the maximum relief option. Model 2. 2 smaller targeted checks, with priority given to low-income seniors, SSI recipients, and disabled adults. This approach would cost less and be easier to pass. Model 3. A one-time direct deposit with an optional second payment funded through state programs. This model gives flexibility while reducing the federal cost. So, which one is most likely? Right now, the second model is the most realistic, a targeted 2-time payment aimed at seniors and disabled individuals. That's the model lawmakers believe could win support on both sides. But here's where the suspense deepens. In the last 48 hours, reports started circulating that the IRS already has updated draft timelines ready, timelines that would match the February to April distribution window mentioned earlier. If that's true, it means the machinery is already in motion. Think about it like this. The government doesn't prepare timelines unless they expect to use them. And that's where things stand today. A potential $7,500 relief package, 2 payments, a tentative timeline, internal updates, pressure from voters, rising costs, and millions of Americans hoping someone in Washington finally understands the reality of living on a fixed income. But what happens next? That's the part nobody knows yet. Congress could pick this up any time. A bill could appear, a proposal could gain support, negotiations could start, or everything could be delayed until after the next budget cycle. There is enough evidence to suggest that something is being discussed, enough movement to say that this is not just a random rumor. But until the official announcement comes, we are watching every update, every leak, every adjustment, every clue, and we will continue bringing every detail straight to you in real time. Because here on USA Benefits Update, our goal is simple: keep you informed before anyone else. And now we come to the moment that matters most. If you're on Social Security, if you're on SSDI, if you're on SSI, if you rely on monthly benefits to survive, listen closely. Do not assume nothing is coming. Do not assume help is impossible. Do not assume Washington has forgotten you. Pressure is building, discussions are happening, proposals are forming, and something tells me this story is far from over. So stay with us, stay connected, stay prepared for breaking news. Because the moment anything becomes official, dates, amounts, eligibility, distribution, we will be the very first to bring the truth straight to you. Thank you for watching USA Benefits Update. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and as always, stay tuned. Big things may be coming.